30 seconds until 9:30. I just want to make sure I got on before I was late. So I'm just going to give everybody about another 30 seconds or so to join in for the first hips and glutes class here on Strength and Grace Facebook Live. April 18th, 2020. It is snowing outside right now in Massachusetts. Yeah, this has been an incredible year of odd weather and things. So this class is going to be focused all on the hips and then on the glutes. It is all floor work here, you guys, okay? So this is all floor work. It's not going to be super cardio. It's just 30 minutes of activation for your hips and your glutes. I actually haven't taught this before, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm kind of just going by the seat of my pants with my notes here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some clamps, dog leg raises, and then we're going to do straight leg dog leg raises with twists, okay? So what I want you to do here is you're going to come down onto your side, okay? One arm's going to be, your bottom arm's going to be out above you straight so your head can relax on it. The legs are at a 45-degree angle, okay, so the knees are bent. Your feet are going to be dorsiflexed and everted. So I don't know if you can see this, but you see how my feet are right here, like Charlie Chaplin? That is how you want your feet in this position, okay? So dorsiflexed, everted, 45-degree angle here in the knees and the hips. Bottom arm out straight and relaxed. Really big forward fold here, okay? So again, toenails towards the knee, toes apart, heels together. We're gonna do some clams here, okay? So what I want you to do is everything from the hip up is completely and utterly relaxed, okay? We're only focusing here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to exhale, come up just a little bit, no rocking back, okay? And then inhale, it's a nice, slow release down. So we're gonna exhale, come up, and then inhale, come down, nice and controlled. So this is, this group of exercises that we're doing today is one that I give to a lot of my clients that either have hip issues or low back issues, because a lot of times the low back is taking over for the hips not being strong enough and not being activated enough. So you might think that this is going to be easy, but you're going to get a really big burn here. So we're going to do 12 reps of this. I think that's rep 6. We got 6 more, and then we're going to pulse at the end. 3. So again, exhaling up, inhaling down. Now on this one here, we're going to come up, and we're just going to pulse. And you want to really focus it here. There should be no pain in the low back. Everything else from the top up should be completely and utterly relaxed. Great. Now you're going to bring those knees up to a 90-degree angle. Point your toes. Okay, so now it's pointed. Again, big forward lean here. Look at the knees. You want to make sure that as you do this, that top knee doesn't start to lean back, because you'll notice that happens. It's like a compensation, okay? What we're going to do here now is a dog leg raise. Hip works at first, and then everything else follows. So you're just going to come up nice and slow, and then come down. A lot of times what happens is this. See how that foot is raising? You don't want that. So think about cement on the foot, okay, or a big, like the foot just weighs a lot, and you're just going to move from the hip first, and then come down nice and controlled. Good. So exhaling up, inhaling down, focusing here, relaxing everything else. Hoping you guys are counting too, because when I give all the instructions, sometimes I lose track of the count. I think that's 8, 9, 2 more. And now you're going to come up on this one, and we're just going to pulse. So see that control. Everything's leaning forward, that knee's not going back. It's not about how high you go, okay? It's just about the control that you can get in that hip. Great. And then you're going to release that now. And then who's here? Let's see who's here. Oh, yay. Phyllis is here, so that's good. Phyllis, you should know these because we used to do these all the time. All right, so now that top leg is going to go out straight in front of you, okay? Bottom leg is still bent. Top foot, you're still pointing that toe, okay? You're going to lift up and then externally rotate in the hip and then come back down. Your body's going to want to pull back. Don't let that happen. So we're just going to come up, rotate, and then come back down. Keep going. So this is all about connecting. That bottom leg might actually just start to get a little bit painful just from staying in this position. So externally rotate towards the ceiling. Think about bringing the toes, the big toe towards the ceiling. 2 more here. And now you're going to pulse right here. And good. Woo. Hopefully you guys got that little bit of burn. I totally done that one. Now we're going to turn around to the other side. So we're going to start with those clams again on this side. Right? So again, look at the feet. Dorsiflexed, everted, meaning toenails towards the knee. And then toenails away from each other but heels together. 45-degree angle here. Okay, so that means that the heels are underneath the butt. Bottom arm out straight, head is relaxed on it. Forward lean, you guys. I always say this to my clients, just lean forward, especially from that top hip. This hand here is just to support, okay? But you're not pushing through it, okay? So again, we're going to exhale, come up, keep those heels together. Inhale, come down nice and controlled. So it's always the down that's a little bit slower because it's the eccentrics where we start to build strength. Exhaling, inhaling. So I would say, like, if you start to get like foot cramps or calf cramps, then you can kind of release the feet here if you need to, because really, you really just want to get like cramps in the hips. You really just want to activate those hips. We have 4 more, I think. My count could be totally off. And now we're going to come up on this one. We're just going to pulse. So we're pulsing at that top range of motion here, really creating heat and blood flow and getting oxygen into those little hip muscles. And good, great. Now, bring those knees up to 90 degrees. So they're right in line here. And then a 90-degree knee here as well. So it's like a 90, 90. Pointing the toes. Upper body, again, completely relaxed. Almost like you could go to sleep if it wasn't for the lower body, okay? And now again, leading with the hip. Don't let the foot come first. Come up. And then come down. So these moves are all about connecting and staying mindful. And the reason why I'm such an advocate of these is because they're really just making it so you have to work the little hip muscles that we never really work. We don't really move laterally too much anymore in our daily lives, right? We're mostly in a forward motion here. So these muscles that we have that stabilize our hips, which then help our back, don't get worked, and then they get shut off. Right, the brain goes, if I'm not using it, I'm not going to waste time talking to it. So I'm just going to kind of shut that off. And so this is just reconnecting that connection, reestablishing that connection. And then on this next one, we're going to come up and pulse. Ready? And pulsing. Getting some heat. Oh, it's so good. Going. And good. Great. Now, the hard one for me, okay? We're going to straighten out that top leg, still a pointed toe. We're going to bring it up, again, not high. You'll see I don't go very high here. We're going to bring it up, externally rotate from the hip, and then come back down. And I'm almost pushing back because it's so hard for me. So this is a really good one for connection here. Again, if you sit a lot, you want to work those hips. If you're a runner, you want to do these kind of exercises, okay? Because the hip flexors will get really tight, the glutes will get really long, you'll start to get a flat bum, and you'll start to have like knee pain or back pain, and really it's just because of the weakness in the hips. Three more. 2, 3, and then we're going to pulse. And good. Oh, release it. So good, you guys. Okay, so we have one more set of that. And then we have another set of 3 exercises that we're going to do to follow that to try to get more into the bum. Hopefully we will have time. Yeah, we should have time because I don't have to explain so much now. All right, so now we're going back to the other side. Again, dorsiflexed, everted. Heels underneath the bum. 45-degree angle here. Go get your protractor. Measure it out. Okay, shift forward. Upper body, sleeping almost except for the head. Exhale, come up. Inhale, come down with control. So I recommend doing these exercises at least twice a week for pretty much everybody, unless you're, oh no, I'm going to say everybody could really benefit from these. Because they're almost never really done. They're only ever done when you have an injury and you go to PT, and then you're like, oh, I guess I should be doing these. You got 4 more. And now we're going to pulse. Keep going. And good. Oh, all right. Coming up to that dog leg. Point your toes. 90 degrees in the hip. 90 degrees in the knees. Foot comes last. Don't go too high. It's not a competition. It's an activation. Good. Exhaling and inhaling. Watching your knees, relaxing your jaw. Two more, and on the second one we're going to pulse. And now we're going to come up and pulse. And good, great. Now, top leg. Straighten it out, point the toe, lean forward. Again, come up and then externally rotate. So bringing the big toe towards the ceiling, okay? So we're gonna come up, externally rotate, and then come down. So some may have better range of motion than I do, okay? One of the reasons why I'm teaching this is because I know I need this too. And if that bottom hip hurts, yeah, that happens. Two more, and I can see I'm already starting to try to compensate, right? I'm starting to push back myself. It's all about being aware of it and then trying to just rectify it because it's your body. And then we're pulsing here. And good. Ooh, did you guys get a burn? Oh, I got a burn. All right, other side. So coming on down, arm out, heels together, toes apart, 45 degrees. Forward lean, okay? Again, exhale, come up. Inhale, come down nice and controlled. So I used to do clams before, and then I went to a training by Applied Movement Neurology. And I'd done all these exercises before. But they specify specific feet positions. And I'm telling you guys, it is all in the details here. Positioning these feet in these specific manners totally changes the whole feeling of this exercise. You got 2 more, and then you're going to pulse on the second one. And now we're pulsing. $19, $20, perfect. Bring them on up to 90, pointed toes. Forward lean. If the top knee's a little bit forward, that's fine. It usually will start to pull back. And then we're going to exhale, come up, and then inhale, come down nice and controlled. Right, so I know that this seems boring. It kind of is because it's kind of slow. But this is what you need to establish muscular neural connections, or to reestablish, I should say. You need to take the time to actually be present in it, right? And then we're going to come up and we're going to pulse on this one right here. Good pulsing. You should only feel the burn here. It should not be going into the low back. Whew. Yeah. And good. Oh my God. Burning. One more move here. It's the killer. All right. Pointed toe, leg out straight, bottom leg still bent. Okay, remember we come up just a little bit, externally rotate, okay? There should be no pain in the low back. Okay, ready? Come up, rotate, and then come on down. My rotation is really minimal here, okay? Make sure that the rotation is happening in the hip and not in the foot, right? The foot would be like, I'm gonna try to make it look like you're rotating. No, it's all here. Right, just like Happy Gilmore, it's all in the hips. Whew. Relaxing everything. I can start to feel my left hand starting to go into a fist because of the burn. 2 more on the second one. You're going to pulse right here, ready? Pulsing, and keep that forward lean. It's gonna wanna go back. Don't go back. And good. Oh my God, you guys, that was so bad. All right, next one, next set of exercises. Okay, I have a dumbbell. You don't need a dumbbell for this if you don't have one, okay? And then I also have a hip circle, okay? So this is just kind of like a band here. But if you don't have this, you can either use like a TheraBand and make a knot, or you can use a mini band like this, or no band. You know, just, again, the biggest thing here is activating and connecting. So the first one we're gonna do is donkey kicks with pulsing with the weight, okay? So you're gonna take this weight, and I really like to straighten out that leg behind me. So I get that knee nice and open. I'm gonna put the weight in between, right behind that knee, bring it up, and I'm gonna push through the heel. So you gotta squeeze that, otherwise the weight could drop onto the other leg or just drop and hurt your floor, whatever. And then you're gonna be on the forearms here. So we're not gonna be here, because when we're up here, it tends to arch the low back. So we're gonna come down here, okay? And then all we're gonna do is when exhale, come up. Again, keep that core engaged, and then inhale, come down. So you don't need the weight. It's all about making sure you get that squeeze in the bum. Two more, and on the second one, we're gonna pulse. Right here, pulsing. And visualize the butt squeezing. And good, releasing that. And then coming on over to the other side. So again, straighten out the leg first, get it behind that knee joint if you have the dumbbell. Squeeze it in, push through the heels, on the forearms, elbows underneath those shoulders. Come up on the exhale, and then inhale, come down. Do not arch the low back. This is not about how high you go. This is just about getting that butt to squeeze. Keep going. We got 4 more. And on the 4th one, we're going to pulse. So you guys, these exercises that I'm doing here, anybody can really do them. You don't need the weights or the band. It's just so long as you activate and think. And now we're going to pulse on this one. Ready? Coming up and pulsing. Squeeze the butt. Focus on the butt. Great, and we're going to release that. So if you have a mini band or a hip circle or a TheraBand, then grabbing that and you're going to bring it up above the knees here. So if you're at the gym, you know you can do glute bridge raises with a barbell and more weight, but this is an at-home workout because we're at home. A lot of people don't have that equipment right now. So I'm trying to give options for the situations that we're all in, okay? So we're gonna come on down onto our backs. Our feet are gonna be hip width apart, no further, okay? And make sure that the feet are facing forward, that you're not externally rotating here on those feet, okay? When we come up into glute bridge raise, tension in the band, pushing through the heels and the outside edges of the feet, okay? So we're gonna exhale, come up. Again, this isn't a yogic bridge. We're not looking for arching. We're just looking for activation. So just coming up to here, and then coming down with control, keeping tension in that band. Okay, so we're actually going to inhale, come up. I am going to take a yogic breath with this, and then exhale, come down with control. Not articulating the vertebrae, right? Because we're not really arching the back, or we shouldn't be. It's about squeezing the butt. So this might go a little bit longer than 30 minutes. Again, kind of went by the seat of my pants on this one. Just kind of wrote some stuff down that I knew always worked out for hips and glutes. Two more. On the second one, we're going to come up. We're going to stay up, and we're going to pulse. So if you don't have a band, imagining a band here, imagining this tension, and you're just going to push against it. Keeping that core engaged. Keep going. Good, then we're gonna come on down. Nice. Release that band. We got one more set of all of that. Okay? And then we'll be done. Okay, and then you can stretch it out real quick with maybe a supine pigeon, maybe some single leg forward folds. So, coming back into those donkey kicks, okay? So taking that weight, again, straighten out the leg first. Get the weight behind the knee. Make sure it's one that's got a big enough handle on it that you can actually squeeze. Onto the forearms, not onto the hands, okay? Push through the heel. Exhale, come up. Do not round the back. Do not arch the back. Inhale, come down. Focus on the glute. So in society right now, we have a lot of people with what we call glute amnesia. It's like the connections to the glutes have just shut off because we sit so much now, right? And that means that the glutes are actually lengthened all the time. They're in this stretched out position. So contracting them, it's like going against what we put them into. They don't understand how to do it anymore. We've shut it off. They're like, we forget how to squeeze because we don't know how anymore. Because we've been lengthened out all the time. Three more. And then coming up, right here, pulsing. So just squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt. I never thought I would be on video telling people, squeeze your butt, squeeze your butt. I mean, I do it all the time in real life, but video, now there's video of it. And good. Okay, come on up, switch it out to the other side. Make sure you actually get up and switch, okay? Don't hurt your back by staying in a position because you're too lazy to get up, all right? So again, behind the knee, squeeze it. Onto the forearms, push through that heel. Exhale, come up. Inhale, come down, nice and controlled. Keep going. Four more. So you guys, so sometimes we just like to do like those really hard workouts, right? Like the boot camps and the runs. But these other workouts right here, we're going to pulse. These ones are going to help support your body to do all those other hard activities, right? If you don't take the time to do these little things, those big things aren't going to happen anymore, or you're going to get injured, right? So you've got to do the little things to make the big things possible for a longer period of time. And good. Okay, great. Releasing that. Getting that band, if you have it. Up and over the knees. Scooting down. So again, feet close to the sit bones, hip width apart. Okay, arms at your side, pushing through the heels and the outside edges of the feet. Inhaling, coming up again, not high, it's not a yogic bridge. Okay, and then exhaling, coming down with control. Yogic breath, not yogic bridge though. Squeeze the butt. So belly button to spine, squeeze the butt, push against that band. Two more, and then on the second one, we're going to stay up there and pulse. right here. Pulse against the band. Again, focus on the hips doing the work, not the knees. Keeping those feet flat on the floor. Keep that core engaged. Again, no pain in the low back. Keep going. Embracing that burn, hopefully. And good. Release. All right. Real quick stretch out. Just one stretch, not that big of a deal. One leg's bent, other leg over. You can always use a strap if you can't reach underneath this leg, toenails towards the knee. Bring it all in. Again, either hands or strap behind the leg or the shin. The head stays down. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the leg in, and then externally rotate the other leg out. You should get a good stretch there. And good, release that. Switch it out, other side. Again, toenails towards the knee. That protects the knee. Okay, bring the legs in. Thread the arms or the strap through. Grab where you can, head down. Exhale, bend the elbows. Externally rotate from the hips. Keep breathing. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm a pretty loud breather. Thanks to yoga. I'm proud of my breathing loud. Great, and then release that. All right, you guys, that was it, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, that was pretty like mellow, no jumping, no anything, but lots of activation. Oh yay, Shauna and Amy. Love you guys. Have a fabulous rest of the morning. We got yoga coming up in like a half hour. It's a vinyasa, all about courage. Peace out.